just signed my first $1 million listing. Now what?
So what a 3 months that is. It's an amazing, amazing adventure. How's it feeling for you right now?
The Fitbit says it all. It's going do.
Yeah, the heart rate's going up. And it should be going up.
Yeah.
I mean, so at this point in time, you have to realize you just took what could have done some people a lifetime or never pulling it off and packed that into 3 months. That is incredible. Congratulations. And your reward for that is within 3 months, he got his first $1.3 million listing that's currently on the market, holding off on offers, doing open houses, and is about to sell this beautiful home in multiple offers. And when they sell, what happens after that? Do you know?
When they sell?
Yeah.
We're going to be going to buyer visits and looking for houses.
And he's going to start buying, right?
Yeah,
so it comes with 2 transactions.
Exactly.
So this deal comes with 2 transactions.
Yeah.
This listing comes with 2 transactions. So if you're ever thinking about getting into real estate, you have to realize eventually your goal is to get into listings. Because in our business, at least in my statistics that I've seen over my years, is that every 2 listings comes with 1 buy. So basically you're getting 3 deals per 2 listings. That's a good deal if you ask me at the end of the day. Yeah. So fantastic. Congratulations to that.
Thank you.
Let's talk about what Shawn should be doing for his first listing, right? And so here, what we do here on the Hans team, we've sold over 3,000 homes, sold over $2.5 to $3 billion worth of real estate, have a team of 50 agents, and we have some of the best systems in the business today. So, you know, just to give you, for all you guys who have your first listing or just signed up your first listing like Shawn has here, you know, maybe you've done it in a month, maybe you did it in a week, maybe you did it in a year and a half like myself. It doesn't matter. That first listing is special.
It really is.
It is. It's exciting. I still have a copy of that first check. For me, that was like, I think it was $2,800.
Wow.
And I took a picture of it and I framed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that being said, it was also a condo that I sold. So now Shawn's got his first real listing that he's taking on, and it's a client. He wants to do a phenomenal job, just like everybody wants to do a phenomenal job. You have to make sure you're taking some of the right steps. So your first step is going to be obviously taking all the notes as you walk through the house. So usually I'll start outside. I'll take a note of the driveway. What kind of driveway? Is it asphalt? Is it stamped concrete? Is it interlocking? What kind of driveway? If they've done anything new from the outside that I can see when it comes to garage doors, windows, when it comes to the shingles, what type of shingles they use. Have they done any exterior work? What's the landscaping look like? What's the curb appeal look like? So I take a look at all this. Does it have a front porch? Does it have a veranda? All these features I look at and I take notes as I'm going, and I put that onto my clipboard and I write these things down. So then now I go inside. When I'm going inside, I need to highlight all the features of this home. So what we instructed Shawn to do is to walk through and, you know, 9-foot ceilings, smooth ceilings, pot lighting, crown molding, hardwood, laminate, carpet, you know, what's the condition? When were any upgrades done? What year that they were also done? Then we're walking through the house, you know, what kind of tile? Is it 12 by 12, 24 by 24? Is it ceramic? Is it granite? What's the foyer like? What's the size of the foyer? Is it a vaulted ceiling foyer, or is it just one that you enter in it? And you're going to make notes. You know, the negative stuff you never want to share with the seller. So some of you guys are sharing negative stuff with the seller. Why would you ever do that? Never share negative things with a client, because A, it's going to reduce your conversion ratio drastically. So don't do that if you've been having a habit of doing that. I remember going to a for sale by owner. I went in there and I just highlighted all the features and told them how I could sell their house for a phenomenal price by basically, you know, highlighting these features. And you know what the for sale by owner told me?
What?
You're the first guy. We've had 8 agents come in here and everyone talks shit about our house and how we can't do it and how this and negative. You're the first guy that just went all positive.
Wow.
And they signed with me.
And they signed?
Yeah.
Wow. But you knew about the negative. You just never said it verbally.
Yeah,
right?
Of course I see it.
Yeah.
But I can't see it beneficial for telling a seller the negativities of the house. I mean, there's a tip. There's your tip number one.
Exactly. Ding.
Yeah. All right. So moving along now, I've gone through all the features. You're going to walk through the house, you know, whether it's a, you know, granite countertops, you know, custom kitchen,
raised ceilings, whatever.
You know,
interlocking in the backyard.
You know, combined with family room, gas fireplaces, all the waffle ruffled ceilings, views from your, backyard. You're walking onto the porch. You're going to do all the backyard, the landscape. You're going to walk through all these features. You're going to walk up the stairs. Is it hardwood stairs? Have they been upgraded? Is it carpet? Is it the old yellow pickets, the old wood? Is it the newer wood? Is it 3/4 inch hardwood? Like, you're going to go through all these features, the guest bathroom. You're going to take notes. Every room, it's very quick when you do it room by room, because every room you can quickly see the features. So you're going to say, I'm in this room. Beside it, you're going to write down all the features of that room, positive and negative. Again, don't relay the negative information. Makes no sense to relay negative information to someone you're selling their house. It's like taking negative information to your boss.
No, yeah, you don't.
Right, you don't want to do that. Right,
definitely not.
Yeah,
no,
usually
definitely.
unless it's a mandatory. You don't really want to do that up front. You're going to ease that in. We have techniques to do that,
right.
And I'll share with you that at a later time. But for now, just for your first listing, for all you guys with your first listing or anybody selling their first house, you really need to highlight this. If you're a seller selling their first house, I find it very, very helpful when the seller just boasts about their house. Right? Because it tells me what they love about their house. So if you're a seller and maybe you're not a boaster or a booster of yourself, but at least make all these notes and of all the features, when they were done, when they were upgraded, what you love about the house. Highlight these things back to the agent so they can resell it. Because nobody knows your house better than you. Nobody loves your house better than you. So that's what I would do there. Now I'm going up the stairs. I'm going through the master bedroom. I walk through the whole entire house. I go to the next thing I do is after I go upstairs, I go to the basement. I finish off with the basement. I make sure, coal cellars, these are features. When was the furnace done? The AC doesn't have an HVAC filtration system, humidifier, even the little things. Is it rental? Guys, if this is your first listing, make sure you ask about whether or not this is a rental or not. Obviously, don't forget certain things, like even things that you might not think are big things, I would highlight. So one of the major selling features of every single home is going to be that master, the ensuite, and the walk-in closet. They might seem like basic things, but how you describe it and how you write down the little features is going to add value to that home.
Right.
And again, if you see something that you like, make sure you write it down. And if you see something that might stop or hurt the value of the home, make sure you write it down. But just don't sell it back to the seller of why you're not giving them a certain dollar value just yet, right? You have to put that into context. So moving along, I've gone the basement apartment, separate entrances. I need all these features. So when my team members go in and bring this information back, I need all these features so I can evaluate the house properly. Because you can have two houses side by side and they could be exactly the same house, built the same way, on the same lot, same model, but one house could be worth $300,000 to $500,000 more than the other house. Why? Wow. Pools, landscaping, kitchens, bathrooms, flooring, renovations, across the board. Nowadays, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, $500,000 in upgrades happens like this. So if you don't evaluate, take notes of it. I remember the first time I ever we got into the business and went to a listing appointment. This older agent who's been in business for 20, 30 years said, he told the client that upgrades don't increase the value of the house. It just sells the house faster. And I was like, are you kidding me? I go, is that guy, maybe he's smoking something. Right. Because obviously if you spent $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 on your house and it looks fantastic, not only should you get the money back for that, you should also get bonused, because if it flowed perfectly, the colors matched perfectly, everything went perfectly, and you're in essence, your friends tell you you're like a stager, you're like an interior designer, then great. I mean, if you went about and did renovations where you did one flooring of this color and another flooring of a different type in this color, and did one paint here and one paint there, and you went pink. I had a pink house once, and the seller thought that was beautiful. We're talking pink walls, pink curtains, pink everything. And they removed the guest bathroom from the second floor to put a little coat check, and I go, OMG.
Yo, what did you say?
I go, we can't sell the house. I said, listen, I'm going to give it a shot, but it's going to hurt. Like I would say, I would prefer to renovate it, fix these issues before we put it on the market. They go, no, we're not doing nothing. I go, okay, it's your choice. Let's go. So we put it onto the market. What happened 3 weeks later? Every single agent, I think we had 50 showings. And once I hit the 50 mark, here's another tip. Once you hit 50 showings, you have not received an offer. You are priced too high, or there's an issue with the house, right? If you receive 50 showings in a short period of time and there's no offer, price too high, or there's an issue with the house, just be aware. So got it. There's another tip that you guys just got there. So these are some things that I've learned along the way. So now we're walking through the house. Sean's walked through, took all the notes, took all the features, did the price, put the house onto the market. So now the house has to get a stager in. Why do I bring in a stager? Well, I want to bring in a stager, and I call it a stager/interior designer. You don't want just a stager. You want someone who has interior design knowledge, capabilities, education, experience-wise, and also staging experience. You want the combo because you want them to have a good eye, but you also want them to make sure that they understand that we're staging the house to sell, right? It's not staging. It's not an interior designer that's going to go out and say, hey, I think we should get, $30,000 silk curtains.
Yeah.
Right. Which one of my buddies told me that his wife brought in an interior designer and she recommended getting $30,000 silk curtains, and he ended up getting them.
He got them.
Yeah. Well, this guy was pretty well off.
Okay.
So I wouldn't do that. Right. So that's why you need to have an interior designer mentality or eye. Interior designer eye with a stager's mentality.
That's nice.
Yes. That's what we have on our team. And so from there, we bring in our stager. Now, this is where you should have a stager who is confident enough to inform the seller of things that need to be done to the house. Exactly. But in this case, I would get the stager in who's going to give that information. After the stager gets in, the seller has some time to fix up everything, or we can do it ourselves. We bring in the staging. We have right now, it's $1 million of staging furniture in a 10,000 square foot warehouse that I own that we stage our clients' homes for free. If you ever get to this phase or this level, it's very, very advantageous to be able to stage someone's house for free and bring in the stager for free. Yeah, it's massive. So we do that. The next thing that we do is bring in our photographer. Now, some of you newbies out there think it's important, hey, let's take pictures with an iPhone.
Oh.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Scream at yourself. Spend the money. Now, I know it's hard if you're not on a team and someone else is not paying for it, like I'm paying for it. Shawn says this is great because he doesn't have to pay for it. He's not feeling the pressure. A lot of you guys out there think it's not going to sell subconsciously. So why would you want to spend money on it? There's a lot of agents out there that go up and put up their own signs. Hey, sellers, if you're out there and you see your agent putting up their own sign, taking their own photos, it means they're not confident that they're going to sell the house. So they don't want to spend money on their house. Either that or they have a bit of, I don't know, what would you call it? Tightness. So to them. Yeah. And you don't want to work with an agent like that because that means you're not going to get marketed. They're not going to boost your Instagram social media posts, which means sending it everywhere for like $500. They're not going to put your ads anywhere because that means thousands of dollars in marketing from local advertising to flyers to everything across the board, Google ads, the rest of it. And they're definitely not going to spend, $1,000 on not just high quality photos, but 3D tours, reels, personalized websites. And the other thing that we love to do is
dollhouse 3D.
The 3D dollhouse.
God, that's beautiful.
The 3D walkthrough, the reels. They're not going to pay that extra, which runs nowadays from the photographer at $1,000 to $1,500, depending on who you're using and where you're at. I know if you're out in Hawaii, our guy out there, he does a phenomenal job. Drone shots, because the drone shots out there are just absolutely phenomenal. And it depends on the size of the property as well. So I mean, it could range. If you're just doing photos, yeah, you can get it done for $200. And yeah, you could take for free for your iPhone or bring in your own camera, but it doesn't make any sense. The other angles you want to do, and this is just a tip, is I don't recommend taking straight on shots too much. If it's a very high-end house, okay, I can see how those shots work. You really want to take wide angle shots that show how the furniture fits in the floor space. So that's another thing that we really have our photographer focus on. The next thing that we do, the drone shots, we take all that, we put it into your very own website. From there, what we're doing next is
they create the reel, that awesome reel where I spoke about the house.
Then what we do is we get a reel done where Shawn's introing to the house. So we have the whole photo shoot. So my tip for you guys, don't chimps out on the photo shoot. It's the most important thing in real estate to selling a house is the presentation of the house, not the photos, the video, the reels. And if you can get it, and our guy does it for us, we pay extra, is those nighttime dust shots where the sun's going down, the clouds go a little reddish.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful shot. 100% you need to do it for the higher end homes.
Yeah.
If you can do it for almost every home, that would be fantastic too. Even from the condos, over the balcony shots, if we had those available, it looked absolutely gorgeous. Makes a difference. We consider our photos to be magazine quality.
Yeah.